Science has always been something humans do. It comes from our curiosity, creativity, and our stubbornness to question what others accept as truth. But what if machines could do the same? What if artificial intelligence could not only help scientists, but actually think, experiment, and discover things on its own? This is no longer just an idea because it has already happened. Recently in Japan, a powerful AI called AI Scientist V2 did something truly incredible. It didn't just assist researchers, it became a scientist itself. Without any human help, this AI came up with a scientific idea, planned and carried out experiments, and then wrote a full research paper about its discoveries. The most shocking part? The paper was sent for review, and experts who judged it had no idea it was written by a machine. They gave it good scores, and it ranked higher than nearly half of the research papers written by real scientists. This changes everything. It means that a machine not only understood a complex scientific subject, but also knew how to ask the right questions, test its ideas, run experiments, and explain its results in a way that made sense. To fully understand how this research paper came to light, you need to watch this. Sakana opens about paper validity. The debate about AI and its role in science is getting more intense every day. Some researchers believe AI isn't quite ready to work as a real scientist, while others think it has potential, but admit it's still in the early stages. But no matter where people stand, one thing is clear. AI is stepping into a space that was once only meant for humans, and that's making a lot of people excited, nervous, and curious all at the same time. We already know that a company named Sakana in Japan did something incredible. They used an advanced AI called the AI Scientist V2 to write a full research paper from start to finish. But then, this wasn't just any paper. It was meant to be submitted to ICLR, a big and well-known AI conference where experts from around the world share groundbreaking research. But here's the interesting part. The people running the workshop at ICLR agreed to secretly test how well an AI-written paper would do in a real scientific review process. The goal was to see if AI-generated research could actually compete with work done by human scientists. To make this experiment even more powerful, Sakana didn't do it alone. They teamed up with researchers from the University of British Columbia and the University of Oxford to make it as fair and serious as possible. Together, they submitted 3 different research papers, all created entirely by AI. The AI Scientist V2 did everything. It came up with scientific ideas, designed experiments, wrote the experimental code, analyzed the results, made charts and visuals, and even wrote the titles and text of the papers. Surprisingly, one of the 3 papers got accepted. That means it was good enough to be presented at the conference alongside research written by real human scientists. The paper focused on a critical topic: how AI models are trained and whether the current methods are actually the best ones. The reviewers, who had no idea the paper was written by a machine, believed it was a solid piece of research. But just when things were getting interesting, Sakana did something unexpected. Instead of letting the AI paper be published and presented at the workshop, they pulled it back. They didn't want to hide the fact that it was written by AI. They wanted to be completely honest and show respect for the rules of the conference. They knew this experiment raised big questions about trust, ethics, and what it really means to do science. This whole situation feels like a glimpse into the future. AI isn't just helping scientists anymore. It's stepping into their shoes, doing their work, and even competing with them. Some people see this as an exciting breakthrough that could speed up discoveries and change the world for the better. Others feel uneasy, wondering what this means for human researchers and the future of science. The line between intelligence and limitations. At first, this achievement might seem like a sign that we are getting closer to something truly mind-blowing, which is a future where AI doesn't just help scientists, but actually leads the way, making new discoveries faster than humans ever could. Some experts believe this could happen very soon. A former OpenAI researcher, Leopold Aschenbrenner, thinks this huge moment might arrive as early as 2027. If he is right, the world is about to change in ways we can barely imagine. But not everyone agrees. Some scientists believe we are getting ahead of ourselves. Yann LeCun, a top AI expert at Meta and a winner of the prestigious Turing Award, has been warning people not to confuse what AI does with real intelligence. He argues that today's AI is not truly thinking. Instead, it is just really good at spotting patterns and putting pieces together based on what it has seen before. This raises a big question. When AI scientist V2 wrote that research paper, did it really understand what it was doing? Or was it simply following patterns, mixing and matching information without any real awareness? Right now, no one knows for sure. Road to independent thinking. To be fair, the team at Sakana AI saw this for what it was, which is just an experiment. They didn't push forward with their AI-written paper. Instead, they pulled it back before it could be officially presented at the conference. They understood that this was a tricky situation, one that raised big ethical questions. But even if this experiment was put on hold, one thing is certain: AI is already changing the way science is done. It is speeding things up in ways no one ever thought possible. Research that used to take months or even years can now be done in minutes. AI is reviewing scientific papers faster, writing code quicker, and designing experiments almost instantly. It's like having a superpowered assistant that never gets tired. Even Yann LeCun, the AI expert who warns against overhyping AI, agrees that AI is the future we all hope for. AI might not be a true genius, but it is an incredibly powerful tool. And that alone is enough to transform science. But here's the big question. Was this AI research truly original? In a way, yes. The AI came up with a new way to test an idea, explored something scientists hadn't looked at before, and experts even thought it was good enough to be shared. But there's a catch. The study didn't actually prove anything groundbreaking. In fact, its main idea turned out to be wrong. And that brings us to the heart of the matter. Being original in science isn't just about trying something new. It's about having real intuition, asking the right questions, and seeing beyond the data in front of you. That's what makes great discoveries happen. And the big question remains, can AI ever do that? Right now, no one knows. But one thing is for sure, the way we think about science, intelligence, and discovery is changing right before our eyes. And whether AI is just a brilliant helper or something much more, the world is about to find out. Yann LeCun explains this in a simple way. He says there's a big difference between solving a math problem and creating an entirely new type of math. Anyone can follow steps to solve a problem, but inventing something new requires deep understanding. It means seeing how the world works, learning from experience, and making plans based on big ideas. And right now, AI just isn't there yet. But even if AI doesn't truly understand the world, what it can do is still incredible. The fact that a machine can think and write like a scientist, even if it's just imitating, proves that the possibilities are growing. AI is raising the bar. It's getting closer to doing things we once believed only humans could do. In the future, AI could come up with new scientific ideas, run experiments, and maybe even help write research that wins a Nobel Prize. Just imagine what that could mean for science, for medicine, for technology. The idea of machines working alongside humans, pushing the boundaries of knowledge, is both exciting and a little scary. But LeCun's warning reminds us of something important. Just because AI can write a research paper doesn't mean it truly understands what it's saying. And just because it can predict results doesn't mean it really knows why those results happen. And this might pose a future problem. Possible future with Sakana AI. The future of science might not belong to humans or AI alone, but to both working together. AI can handle massive amounts of information, find patterns, and speed up discoveries. But humans bring something just as important as intuition, ethics, and the ability to think in completely new ways. This partnership could be the key to unlocking the greatest mysteries of our time. What Sakana AI has done is not the final step, but just a stop along the way. It is a glimpse into a future where AI plays a bigger role in science, changing the way we ask questions and find answers. But this achievement also brings up an even bigger discussion. Will AI soon start improving itself? Will it become better at reasoning, learning, and making discoveries faster than we ever imagined? Right now, we are not at that point yet. AI scientist V2 is impressive, but it hasn't reached the level of true independent thinking. However, its success shows that we might be a lot closer to that future than most people realize. The road ahead is uncertain, but one thing is clear: We are entering a time where science, intelligence, and technology are evolving faster than ever before. The big question is not just what AI can do today, but what it will become tomorrow. And that, more than anything, is what makes this moment in history so exciting. If you've made it this far, let us know what you think in the comment section below. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.